Okay, guys, this is part 2 for the 5th of June. Try not to make it very long. We'll get through here pretty quick on some things. This is on June 1st on Infowars.com. A French research institute said that the radioactivity coming out of Fukushima is 60 times higher than normal. 1% higher than normal will kill you. 60% is just crazy. There's some videos I got here on YouTube from TSA. Here's a new one from Thursday. A woman and her husband and son was going through the airport, and they were going to body scan them with the radiation machine. They said no, because that is dangerous. No matter what the government tells you, they've already been caught lying about how much radiation these body scanners kick out. They kick out like 10 times more than the government will admit. So they chose not to do that, and they went for the pat down. And as the woman was being patted down, as soon as the TSA agent grabbed her breast, she said stop, and she screamed that she was being molested and she wanted a police officer. And so there was this whole big deal ensued, and the cops come over, and right after this started, the son broke out his phone and started recording. And the TSA said he had to move out of the secure area, so he went to where it was not a secure area and stood. And the TSA still tried to harass him and get the video. And the whole deal on this isn't so much what happened with the mom or the dad. That's wrong to begin with and against the law. But just watch this video. It's on Infowars, and you can also find it on YouTube. It says woman screams for help after TSA molestation. Just the stuff that these TSA agents said to the guy with the camera. They think they're above the law. They think they're super cops. They think they're like big. They do stuff that the police and FBI agents and can't do to you, and it needs to be brought to a head. So watch this video and they're like saying that you can't film us, and they can. You can film anybody in a public area. How do you think the paparazzi do their job without being arrested? If you're in a public area, you can be filmed, period. If you don't like it, leave that area. Some things on weird things happening with animals. In Florida, thousands of jellyfish invaded Cocoa Beach. There was over 1,500 people got stung. That's just abnormal. It doesn't happen with that many. There's an E. coli outbreak going on. I don't know if I talked about that in the first one. It's a mysterious E. coli thing that they just don't know what's going on with it. It's killing people over in Europe. And they say there's 3 people here in the United States that have it. I think it's coming from vegetables, but they're not positive. And the World Health Organization, they're scrambling to find a cure for it. There isn't one. In Baltimore, a guy that takes pictures of trains for a living as a hobby, and he sells them, was at a train station in Baltimore taking pictures of trains. TSA come up to him and harassed him, and they ended up detaining him. And again, this isn't just what the guy did. Watch the video. It's on YouTube, and it's called "Detained for Photography in Baltimore." It's listen to the things that these TSA agents say. It's just it will blow your mind. You think you're in Nazi Germany and not the United States of America. This one guy actually says that since 9/11, you're not allowed to take pictures of anything without government approval. And this guy actually said this. It's unbelievable. About more on here about the tornado in Massachusetts that killed 4 people. Here's an odd article. And this stuff's really happening right now. This is from dailymail.com, and you can find it on other things. Our government now has a department called FAST, F-A-S-T, and it's called Future Attribute Screening Technology. And what it is the thought police. They say that they have this computer program that with a camera they can videotape your face and your facial expressions and your body manners, and they can tell if you're about to commit a crime. And so now it's just like in the movie where not committing a crime is going to be the crime. Thinking about committing a crime is going to be a crime. You can look this up anywhere. They are actually going through with this. The TSA is. We have more on the mystery E. coli strain, and this is all coming up because of the bacteria on food. You know, they radiate food so you can let it sit on the shelves longer. They put this gas in the packages so it'll sit on the shelves longer. I have this video. It's a documentary on my page. It's 3 hours long. I would like for you guys to watch it. You don't have to sit and watch it for 3 hours. Watch it for half hour at a time. It's called Lamp in the Dark, The Untold History of the Bible. Now, if you're Catholic or a fan of Catholics, this documentary is not for you. But it tells the true history all the way back to Constantinople and the Emperor Constantine, where they put the Bible together. And there's a lot of good history and a lot of good information in it. All our green tea comes from Japan, and Japan has now put a ban on exporting green tea because it has high radiation levels. It has high cesium. It's found in the green tea coming out of Japan. Cesium's the bad stuff, man. That'll get you. There was a report this week about the unemployment, and there was only 54,000 jobs created in the United States last month, which is very low. Half those jobs came from McDonald's. Like 27,000 of these jobs came from McDonald's. And the bad part about that is Michelle Obama, they basically want to close all fast food restaurants. They want to take all the salt out of all the restaurants, salt out of all your diet. They want to control what you eat. They want to control what your kids eat in school. But yet, half the jobs in this country are coming from McDonald's. And it's a very, very sad state that this country's in. There's a video that I found today. It's very disturbing. In Miami Beach, this is more from a police state and the tyranny. Miami police was at the SWAT team, and it didn't really get into why they were there, but they shot a man to death in a hail of bullets, according to the article, on Memorial Day. And this guy was in his car with his wife watching it, and he seen this transpire, so he broke his phone out and started videotaping. Well, as soon as it was over, the SWAT team, with their weapons raised, came to the guy, put their guns to his head, said, "Give us the phone," and they said no, and they got him out of the car and threw him on the ground, and they smashed the phone with their foot and stuck the phone back in his pocket, took him to the police station, mugshot, thumbprint, interview him, and then they go, "Oh, well, you didn't do nothing wrong, you can leave now." But what they didn't know is that he took the SIM card out of the phone and kept it, and he's going to release the video. He's just waiting to get lawyered up and get everything legally right before he releases it. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing. I mean, this is what the police are coming to. Not all of them, but most of them. And the SWAT teams were started by a guy named Gates in California, in L.A. And the gear that these SWAT teams wear aren't meant to protect them, even though they do, but they're meant to intimidate you. They want you to be afraid of the cops. You should never be afraid of the cops. Never. There was an 800-ton fish die-off in the Philippines. It says like 1.6 million pounds or something of fish have died off. Scientists are saying it's maybe because of temperature. But when they say maybe, they don't know. They're guessing. Anybody can guess. It could be a volcanic going to erupt, but who knows. Lawmakers in counties are wanting to get the Ten Commandments put back up in the courthouses. There's an article from World News Daily and on my page from that. Casting Crowns are coming to Lansing August 4th. These are like the best Christian rock band. You guys get a chance to go. We'll all go together if you want. This will be, you cannot miss this concert. They're awesome. Charles first sent me this thing on Ron Paul, and I shared off his thing. He gave a speech at the Senate. It came from the Christian Post. It says, "Our liberties come from our Creator." He gave a speech at the Senate about all our freedom comes from God, and we need to get back to that. It's a pretty cool speech. Macy's is a big department store in New York, but they have them all over the place. This one in California fired a guy because he refused to work on the Sabbath. He's suing them because it's federal law that they cannot make you work on the Sabbath. But it's just more persecution against Christians. Lady Gaga is being banned in Lebanon because she is offensive to Christianity. I just found that funny. E. coli outbreaks overwhelms German hospitals. This is from Fox News, there's not enough beds and doctors in the whole country of Germany to handle all the people that are getting sick from this E. coli outbreak. In southern Chile, a volcano erupted. They had to evacuate over 3,000 people. Have to keep an eye on that. And last but not least for today, there's this story coming from Florida. There's this couple that bought a house and they paid cash for the house. But because of the laws, you still have to go through the bank to get the house. You give the bank your cash. They cut a check for whatever to the people selling the house or building the house. Well, after they bought the house and moved in, the bank started sending them letters saying that they're behind on their payments. And they kept calling the bank back saying, we don't have payments. We paid cash for the house. Well, the bank tried to foreclose on them, tried to take their home away from them. So they took them to court. The judge ruled for the couple, said, yes, you're right, you paid cash for this house is yours, the bank's got no reason for it, and he ordered the bank to pay compensation and court costs. So weeks go by, and they never got nothing from the bank, never heard nothing from the bank, so they're calling the bank, sending letters to the bank, and the bank's ignoring them. So they sue the bank, go back to court, go back to the same judge, and now the judge foreclosed on the bank. It's not like it's unheard of. The judge sent a moving van to the bank, emptied the bank out, all the desks, files, everything into this moving van. They locked the bank. This is Bank of America. This is a big bank. They locked the doors and they said, you're not getting your building back until you pay these people. So they finally paid the people and the bank got their money back. But it's just like, it's an amazing article of justice turned around for people. And it's from dailymail.com. Or you can just search it on my page, or just search that family forecloses on Bank of America. But that's pretty much all I got now. 2 quick short ones. Love you guys. I hope this helps, and pray for the best, prepare for the worst, take your kelp, be good to your mom and dad. Share this with people. You guys, you got anyone that wants to argue with you, just share it with them. Tell them what to look up. Tell them do their own research. And we'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.